Hi everyone, Nick Credicos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, joined tonight by my dad. So as you guys come in, be sure to say hi and let us know where you're from. And we thought we would do kind of a simple project. So me and Dad ran to the dollar store this morning for something completely unrelated to Valentine's Day. But we ended up finding this sign that says Happy Valentine's Day with this kind of burlap print. And I don't get too many signs from dollar store anymore. I used to do a lot of them, but you know, we've since kind of changed our habits. We don't actually go there too much anymore. We do a few times a year doing some dollar store projects. So I picked this up, and what do you guys think of that? So show some hearts if you guys like that. I mean, for $1, you really can't go wrong, right, Dad?
No, it's awesome for $1, yeah.
You're the one that actually pushed me to get this. I was just gonna say no. So we're gonna design with this on a 14-inch frame that Dad brought in yesterday. We also have some of this ribbon, which I think is going to be a perfect match. What do you think of that, Dad?
I like it, yeah.
And since our sign has burlap on it, we're going to use this ribbon as well. So my original plan was actually use this plaid, but this plaid has got some shimmer to it. It would work just the same, but I think since we have the Harlequin, I think I'm just going to want to use just a regular burlap. So again, as you guys come in, let us know where you're watching from. I've already stapled the pipe cleaners to this, because I don't think I've stapled any dollar store sign before, and it actually held up really nicely. You know, whenever I'm unsure, which, you know, isn't too often now since we kind of deal with the same signs over and over again, just different sayings, I usually come back in with an extra piece of ribbon. So if you guys can see that right there, we just took an extra piece of ribbon, folded it over, welcome everybody, folded it over and placed it on top with a pipe cleaner and a few staples. Then I actually gave it a good tug because I wanted to make sure that this was not going anywhere and that it wasn't going to fall off. So that's what I've done. I did that ahead of time. That way I don't make a fool of myself placing the pipe cleaners on and then damaging the front. But I also placed it, you see how there's kind of like an overhang for that little banner with the burlap. So I placed it there just because that's the bulkiest part of our sign. So then we'll come back to our 14-inch frame. This frame I didn't clean out all that well. It's, you know, sometimes frames end up kind of peeling the bark off of the grapevine. That's a-okay, you guys. As I've said before, no grapevine is going to be perfect. If you do luck out and find a good one, that's just awesome. But not every single one of our grapevines is good. And lately, we've been making pretty crummy grapevines work, right, Dad?
Yep.
You know, I'd say the last 20 or so grapevines we've dealt with haven't been the best. So it just goes to show that, you know, you can still use them. Don't feel too bummed out, you guys, if your grapevines don't come in the, you know, the quality you want. But if you are just doing a few reeds in here and there, our biggest tip is just to go to the stores and pick them out. You know, you can choose the ones you like the best, whereas if you order online, they just send you whatever they have. So
Jennifer and Carrie Lee said they missed you last night, Nick.
I know. We were going to go live. I actually was out to a dinner, and I came home a little bit late. And, you know, in all honesty, you guys, I just didn't feel like going live. It was kind of like, 10:15, 10:20. And I felt bad. Isn't that what I said when I got home to Dad? And Dad was kind of, you know, sleeping on the couch a little bit. He was falling asleep, so I didn't want to ask him to come down here. But here's our sign attached. Doesn't that look kind of cute?
Yep. Hi, Regina. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome, everyone. Let's see if that's the place that I want. We might have to shift that around a little bit, but I'm not going to touch that quite yet. We're going to come back in with our Harlequin ribbon to start off with. Thanks for that tip. I've messed up a lot of signs in the past. Exactly, Missy. Be careful. Like I said before, I'm kind of more comfortable with the signs I use now because they're the same signs, just different, you know, sayings on the front, you know, like the rectangular signs we use, Dad. So those I know I'm safe with, but the dollar store one, I wasn't so sure. So I just, you know, worked in some ribbon behind it to support it up. I know some people use cable mounts, Dad. Have you ever seen those?
Yes, I have,
the little plastic ones? I don't know how I feel about those. Especially, you have to use kind of a cold glue. I wouldn't just use hot glue with that. And I'm very impatient. If you know anything about me, you know I'm kind of impatient. So there's no way I would be waiting 24 hours for that because I'd want to use it immediately. And plus, we're such last-minute people as it is, Dad.
Yep. Jeffrey says, hi, PK and Champion. Get it, the T-shirt.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. I know, I missed you guys last night.
Over 800 already, Nick.
Thank you all. So we also have some red roses we're going to work into this. I mean, what's Valentine's Day without red roses? For all of my florist friends, you guys know red roses are the most popular flower at Valentine's Day. So we're going to work those into this wreath. So just make a very simple bow, a few loops here and there. Don't have to go, you know, overboard, especially since we're dealing with such a small wreath. But I do want to make sure it's substantial enough. I don't want to skimp on our bow. So let us know what your day was like today. I hope you all had a great day. I edited today. I finished up our critique. well, we downloaded it, but I had issues with it. The volume was very, very, very low. So I had to, edit the volume and then re-download it. And Dad was actually upstairs waiting for it to finish downloading, which I don't think it has yet. But that was a long video, you guys. I need to figure out a way to stop talking because I just love to talk, Dad. And it becomes a problem. I could talk forever.
I think everybody knows that by now.
Yeah, I think everybody knows I just talk and talk and talk. Which I hope everybody's okay with. And if I'm annoying, I am sorry. All right, so we have 2 loops of each. I do think I want to come back in with one more final loop. But if you guys don't mind hitting that share button and that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. So we're just coming back in. This is a 2.5-inch ribbon. And since we're dealing with a small frame, you got to make sure it's to scale. You don't want to have an absolutely massive bow on this. So there is our third loop of the 2.5-inch. Now we'll come back in with our third loop of the 1.5-inch, and that's it. We're not going to add any more ribbon, unless we want to add some tails.
Thanks for the stars, everyone. We appreciate it.
You guys know Dad's a big fan of those stars. Okay. So, what do you think, Dad? Should we come back in with a longer tail, or should that be enough? That might be enough.
That might be enough, yeah.
We'll try. Worst case scenario, we add an extra tail. We could always do that.
Love those ribbons together.
I do too. So I didn't want to add red to it just because I don't have such a perfect red. And, even though we did pick out one of those, what is it called? Plaid ribbons, I think this is going to be a better combo. So now we're going to dovetail. And all of the colors on this is going to be very dark. You guys know I like my wreaths to be very, very kind of plain and natural. I don't like too much glitter in my designs. So this one's going to be right up my alley. But it's going to have a touch of class, hopefully, when all is said and done. All right, so just quickly dovetail, real quick.
Make sure you don't miss one.
I know I always seem to miss one. All right. So,
hi, Carolina.
Welcome. Thank you for the stars, Shelly. Shelly has been sending stars for 2 weeks straight. How awesome is that?
Thank you, Shelly.
We appreciate that. All right, it looks like I have one left, you guys, but the chances are pretty high that I seem to miss one. But I think we made it. Oh, never mind.
Spoke too soon, son. Spoke too soon.
I almost just, thought I was right, but I'm never right. So, all right. So we're going to take our bow now, and we're going to place it in the lower leftish hand corner. I'm totally okay. So here's my philosophy, and I talk about this a lot in Nick's exclusive Wreath community. My philosophy when it comes to signs is I like them to be slightly obscured, but if there's ever anything with sayings on it, I often see lots of pictures of wreaths that you can't see the words, and I'm a firm believer in seeing all of the words. It's okay if you soften the edge of your sign, but you're not going to want to cover up any prints, or else it's just not legible. So be careful when you're adding products to not go overboard in general, but especially when it comes to covering up a sign. So let's just feed this pipe cleaner through. I think we got it there. Yes, we did. And secure from behind. So this is going to be, I'd say you could make this kind of using dollar store elements. It's not completely composed out of dollar store products, but, the sign for $1, you guys, how can you really go wrong?
No, you can't. What do you get for $1 nowadays? Yeah. Nothing, yeah?
This sign, if it was slightly thicker and a little bit heavier duty and better quality, it'd be easily $8-9,
oh, yeah,
online or Walmart or elsewhere, and they usually carry kind of the same signs everywhere.
The sign comes from the dollar store.
Yeah, wow, we haven't said that in a very long time.
But it is for $1. It's a great sign.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that sign? Are you a fan of it? Hopefully you are. I think it turned out really nice, that sign. So we do have one long tail that we may just curl up. If we want to add more later on, we can. That's something we can always decide as we work in more products. So I'm going to pull this tail too. Don't worry too much about fluffing at this stage. I often see a lot of people stress about it. I don't, because I know we're going to have to refluff and refluff since we have more products to add in. But show some love if you guys like that so far. Isn't that kind of looking cool?
It's awesome. Kimberly Smith says, I love, love, love my glue skillet and the glue sticks that you shared.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad it arrived. I love my glue skillet. So the one I recommend isn't the new one. It's the one we're currently using, and I'd say we probably still have another week of use with that because
don't hold them to it, guys.
Yeah, don't hold me to it because I'll probably have it for a lot longer. I don't know. I hate giving things up, but it's treated me so well. Think of how many wreaths that broken, dingy glue skillet has made over the years. Right?
Yep, true.
It's become a part of me, the glue skillet. So maybe we'll have that framed, taxidermied my glue skillet.
Put it in one of those, what do they call them, Nick? Shadow boxes?
What do you guys think of that? Should we put it in a shadow box? They're going to be like, no, please get rid of that. I never want to see that again. But that's okay. So,
hi, Ruth Ann.
Hi, Ruth. So we're going to be using Some of this is a mixed spray that I've never actually worked with, Dad. This is a first for me.
Really?
So 2020 has been a first. You know, we've done so many different things that, you know, we're kind of outside of my element. And 2021, we're going to keep that up because I had so much fun last year, you know, trying different things, you know, using unusual products or products that I would often overlook. So we're going to keep doing that this year. I mean, we're pretty much using everything at this point. So there's probably a few products that I haven't touched at one point or another. But
Suzanne says, what temp do you set your glue skillet in?
So, Suzanne, I don't use, you know, the temperature on it. I just kind of make it work, if that makes sense. So I can kind of go off of consistency. I don't go off of temperature because I feel like those things, the temperature gauge isn't like that right, you know? I feel like they need a little bit of work on a little kind of fine tuning. So I'd say, I mean, I can't even give you a temperature because the thing on the side isn't right because, you know, we can keep it the same and not touch it for a week, and then a week later it might be super watery or super thick, and, you know. But I'd say start like turn it up kind of halfway, maybe a little bit less than halfway. See where that's at, and if it's the consistency you like, then, you know, keep it at that temperature. All right, so now we're just going to work in some of these. And this is a mixed bush, you guys. So it comes with lots and lots of kind of different textures on it. And for those of you that are, you know, beginners or just starting out with greenery or flowers and you have a tough time working them in, or choosing them rather, my biggest tip for you is to purchase sprays that already are made for you, you know, colors that are already put together. You know, companies make mixed bushes of greenery, mixed bushes of flowers, and it kind of saves you the hassle of trying to figure out what looks best with it.
Nancy says you should bronze it.
I know, right? I got to keep that. I can't get rid of it.
Marley loves the greenery. She'd like to know where you got it from, Nick.
Yeah, so this is Hobby Lobby greenery.
Hobby Lobby greenery.
Yeah, and I don't think we used a third of it, to be honest, right? That's the whole extra spray we have over there.
Paula says put it in the Smithsonian.
No, right? It's got to go somewhere, you guys. I can't just throw that out. So just working in another little piece of fern on the left-hand side. And that's where we're at so far. We might tuck in a little bit more greenery. Cute, right?
That's awesome.
For something different? For
Yeah.
$1, you guys? How can you beat that for that sign? $1.
You can't beat it,
Right?
no?
So before we proceed with any more greenery, we still have pretty much 3/4 of that bush. We are going to work in some roses. And these roses came from Michael's last year, $8 each. I've had them sitting for a bit. I wanted to use them for the 4th of July last year. And clearly we never got around to using them because here they are. So I see we're at 960 people. If you guys don't mind sharing this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 tonight. Hopefully not too many people are mad at me from last night for not being live. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, we're still going to keep up with it in 2021. I have no plans on not doing lives, you guys. We're still going to shoot for every day a week. And if we can't do every day a week, we're going to shoot for 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. I mean, we're constantly live. And it's gotten to the point where it just feels like hanging out with, like, friends and family, which I really, really like.
It definitely does. Yeah,
Right?
It feels awesome hanging out with you guys every night.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely does. So we're going to take this rose now and place it here. And then Dad can let me know if he thinks that's too long. Never mind. We're going to trim that back a little bit more. Dip it in our crusty old glue skillet. And place it right back where we took it out. Now I have a few of these rose leaves. And I talked about this last week in the group as well. Whenever we deal with flowers, since I've, you know, went to school for floristry, I've been around flowers my entire life. They've always been a passion of mine. Whenever making my artificial wreaths, I always focus on using flowers, the foliages that come off of the flowers. So, Dad, you don't know flowers all that well, but if you looked at these leaves, wouldn't you be able to know that those are rose leaves?
Yeah, you could tell, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to work in one more.
Patty was wondering how the cleaning's coming. Well, the cleaning hasn't started down here yet, but we did start cleaning out the attic today to make room for some of the stuff that are down here.
Yes.
And I took literally a whole dump truck load full of stuff to the dump today.
I know. So we started cleaning the attic also to put away all of our Christmas stuff throughout the house. So we have lots of Christmas stuff that's got to come down. But the attic houses all of my collection over the last, I'd say, 10 years, Dad?
Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff that we're moving around, cleaning up. So before we get to here, we're going to have to make room, if that makes sense to you guys, because then we could start working on the stuff down here.
Yeah, we're going to start with upstairs, get that all organized, and then come down here. But hands up right here, right now, or drop a comment down below if you guys care to see kind of our new setup, the way we're going to, you know, do it. I figured it'd be fun to do kind of a little series live, showing you guys like the progress that we make, showing you guys what we're doing to kind of hopefully make our lives a little bit easier as designers. Kind of our storage habits. I think, you know, even though we're not super organized right now, I think it comes down to busyness, because I think the way we store our products is really, really nice. And it's just basically my fault is what I'm getting at, for not, you know, putting things back when they should be going back. But, you know, that's something we're working on this year, you guys. Nothing's perfect. We're not perfect. So what do you think so far?
1K, love it.
Thank you, guys. So I have a few more of those rose leaves that I'm not going to throw away. I never throw these away. We actually did a wedding, I'd say 4 years back maybe, a while back, where the bride, you know, wanted to use Real Touch roses, and we ended up pulling off the lower leaves off of them, and we saved them for years. I think I ended up throwing them away, but, you know, we did use them for a long time, and we got a lot of use out of the ones that we did use. So, you know, always save your foliage, you guys. You never know when it's going to come in handy, and when you're going to need to add something to the back of your reeds, or fix something. So my question for you now, Dad, is should we add some longer tails, or do you think we don't need longer tails?
I like it the way it is because it's a smaller frame, you know what I mean? I think it's proportioned nice, just the way it looks.
What do you guys think? I think I want to place one more piece of greenery in the back.
And everybody wants to see the transformation, so.
The transformation? You got it, you guys. We're going to try. We'll hopefully get around to doing that in the next, I'd say, we'll start at the end of this week probably. Just start a little bit. But that's the main goal for January. I know we haven't started yet, but when we start, we're going to, you know, really go forward with this and hopefully have everything to my liking, revamp my whole entire little studio down here.
Gail said she missed us last night with everything going on. She would have liked to see us. Oh, I'm sorry, Gail.
Oh, who said that?
Gail.
I'm sorry, Gail.
We missed you guys, too. Nikki was sad last night when he came home, but he came a little too late to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep you guys up too late. But here's what we got so far. So, what time is it? How do we stand with time? 7:54. My question for you guys is, what do you think, Dad? Should we do it?
I like that, yeah.
But what do you think? Should we do the next thing?
It's up to you.
It's up to me. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to see another quick little wreath? Hands up if you do. If you don't, that's A-okay. But I would hate to disappoint you all. Maybe make up for last night. So if that's the case, let's see some hearts. The wreath will take 10 minutes as well as this one. I mean, this one only took 10 minutes. So let us know. What do you guys think? Show some hearts. Comment down below if you'd like to see another quick wreath. I know lots of designers do multiple wreaths a night, and we kind of just do one. But, you know, tonight that was such a quick project. All right, lots of people. Hey, Faye, welcome. So, all right, we're going to do another wreath then. So my question for you now is, do you want to see it on a blue grapevine, or do you want to see it on just a natural? And the ribbon we're going to be using, I dropped that, is this. What do you think, Dad? Does that look nice with the blue? Or should
Go with the blue.
Go with the blue? What do you guys think? We have this ribbon, and we also have these flowers.
Blue on blue.
Blue on blue. Here's the blue flowers. What do you think?
I like it.
Yes or natural?
What do you think, everyone?
What do you think, Dad? I think baby blue would be nice.
I think so, yeah.
Let's do blue, you guys. Dad says blue, we'll do blue. So keep those shares coming. We're doing a second project for all of you. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and we'll definitely make up for last night then. So I'm just going to clean up my grapevine a little bit. This grapevine, Dad, I actually spray painted, I'd say October-ish. And I wanted to use it for a Christmas wreath, but the colors that I ended up picking out wouldn't, you know, work.
Didn't match for this, yeah.
So I'm not somebody that tries to force it. If it doesn't look like it matches, try something completely different. And when you do that, it ends up looking better than sitting there trying to be super matchy. So here we have our gingham ribbon. This is left over from a previous project.
Tony says she's furious that we didn't do one last night.
Tony!
Roll on the floor laughing.
Tony, you're making me feel bad. It's okay. We'll make up for it tonight.
Janice Ringler says blue.
Janice says blue.
Marianne says blue. We get blue.
All right, blue it is. So the blue doesn't match perfectly, but I'm sure we can kind of mask that. And you guys
I think it's close enough. I like it.
Yeah, it's close enough. So we're just taking our ribbon, creating a bow, pinching, reversing our ribbon, creating lots and lots of loops. I don't want this bow to be any, thinner, but I want to make sure it's nice and thick, but not overly thick because we're going to come back in with flowers. So thick, but not thick. Make sense? I think it does. So let's just come back in with another 2 or 3 loops on either side. And all of these wreaths will be listed in our Etsy shop. Our Etsy shop does sell out rather fast, so if there is something you're interested in, and I have been receiving messages over the last few days of how to purchase our wreaths. So our Etsy shop is Nick's Seasonal Decor, but also you guys, every time I post a picture of a design, in the comment section, I always let you know if the wreath is available, and if it is, I post a link immediately. And if it's sold, I let you know it's sold and then give a link to my Etsy shop as well. So I never leave you hanging. Always check the comment section. I don't like posting things in the description of my videos. I always like coming back in afterwards.
Nelda said, hey, missed you. We missed you too, honey.
Hi, Nelda. We did miss you, and I hope you're feeling better.
Jeffrey says, I really like that shade of blue. It's very calming. I need calm in my life.
I know, right, Jeff? I feel the same way.
Goose fraba.
All right, so we're just going to take a black pipe cleaner because that's what I got on my table. Always use what you got, unless this was like highlighter yellow. You're not going to want to use something that stands out too much. But black and white pipe cleaners always seem to work. So we're going to take our bow and let's place it. Where do you want it, Dad? Upper left, lower left? Middle?
Lower left.
Lower, right here?
Yep.
Or we could even do it like low.
Yeah, low.
We'll see. We'll place it here.
What kind of spray paint do you use, Nick? I know it's Krylon and something else.
Krylon or Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, Rust-Oleum. That's it, yeah.
Yes. So we got to get into contact with them. Maybe they can send us some cool, spray paint cans. I mean, we use them. That's the only two companies that I'd really 100% back because I love their spray paint. It comes in so many different colors.
Do you use flat, Nick, mostly?
I mostly use flat, but it's not even just with spray paint. I feel like, for interior paint or for, my doors or anything, I've always been a fan of that. Isn't that true, Dad?
True.
My dad fights me on, coloring on the walls because I'm the type to just be as flat as we can get it. I don't like it to have any shimmer. And my dad's the opposite.
No, well, not for the walls I like flat, but the front door, Nicky wanted flat. He got flat, and he has to paint it every year.
That's okay. I love that color of that door, Dad. We did a great job choosing that color. And what's nice too is a lot of people ended up making that, their door that color too. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys think of that bow? That was quick, wasn't it? Turned out pretty too.
Very nice bow, Nick.
So what we're gonna do now? I'll do this backwards for you guys. That's how crafty we can be here. We're going to start with some lamb's ear. Actually, never mind. We're going to start with some Dusty Miller. Lamb's ears, lots of people often get them confused. You see how crinkly this is? We have some of these outside, Dad, that are white,
Mm-hmm.
So this is
the ones in the front,
slightly more green version. We're just going to snip off a few of these little branches. These came from somewhere online. I'm not sure where, but we're going to just dip our ends in and begin working them. We have some of the most pretty blue sunflowers to work in this as well. And I'm excited to see how this turns out. 2 wreaths in one night. What do you guys think? Who's enjoying this? And who's getting sick of us?
Nelda says, Nick, I feel much better, and I made a wreath yesterday. That's awesome.
Awesome, Nelda. Please post a picture in our group. I'm sure all of our members would love to see Nelda.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we're going to take another piece, place it on this side. Wow, 1,100 viewers. Thank you all so much. Okay, so just dipping them in our crusty old 3-legged glue skillet. And dipping them, and then placing them into our grapevine.
Sammy Coleman says, hi, Nick and Dad. Love watching you from Missouri.
Oh, thank you. We loved Missouri. We actually parked illegally and jumped out to take a picture in front of the arch when we were at Crafters Convention 2 years back now, Dad?
Was it 2 years? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's been a while. So we're going to come back in with our sunflowers now. If I can grab them. I have a big jumbled mess over here, so look at those. How pretty are those? Yeah. So I picked up some more of these, and I want to get some more because I love them so much. But
Where'd you get those from?
I forget, either Trendy Tree or Craft Outlet. Okay, so dipping these in our glue skillet and working them in. So I'm going to take this one and place it directly above. Sunflowers have eyes, you guys, and you might have heard me say that before, and we haven't worked with sunflowers in kind of a while, but sunflowers have eyes, and I don't like when they're facing directly towards you. You'll never see me, I mean, this is a tighter bud, but you'll never see me take a sunflower and have it facing directly upwards. They look like eyes to me, and you got to be careful with flowers like that. Hydrangeas and other flowers don't really have that eye effect, so you're kind of more okay with those. But sunflowers definitely have that eye effect that I don't care for, being, facing directly up. Place this in a little bit deeper. There we go. That way they're not competing. See how those are slightly off? Always do that too, you guys. You never want to have your flowers competing or your signs and bows competing, or anything competing for that matter. I mean, our businesses aren't competitions. Why should your flowers be, right?
These blues are so nice, Nick.
What do you guys think? Did we make a wise call using the blue grapevine? Hi, Maria. So also, you guys, be sure to sign up for our email list at nicksseasonaldecor.com to be notified next time Nick's exclusive Wreath community opens up. We don't send a whole lot of emails. I'm not the type of person that likes to bombard you all with emails. But anytime we have seriously important information, which isn't too often, I'm not gonna lie. But when it comes, it'd be nice to have you guys, see it. You can sign up for that at nicksseasonaldecor.com. And while you're there, we also have a few recipes Yaya's put out. We're going to have more in the next couple of weeks. Actually, next week, Yaya's recording a couple.
Oh, she is? Wow.
Yeah. She's recording a couple of her Greek cookie recipes, if you care to see.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Along with that being said, we also have a blog post listing all of the recommended tools that I've been using over the years. Don't forget, you guys, we've been at this kind of for a while now. So I've kind of figured out tools that I like and recommend. And I would never recommend something to you guys that I don't stand fully behind. That's just not who I am. I never put down items that I've never used because I think it's all about experience. You have to go through trial and error. So now we're going to work in some of these berries.
I just saw Nelda say, yes, Dad did LOL. What did I do? I missed it. I hope it wasn't anything bad.
Oh, probably, Dad, knowing you, right? All right, so just snipping off some of these little berries and working them in. I'm not placing anything in kind of the heart of my bow. Isn't that kind of something different for me? Usually we place things in the bow, but I think it looks nice without having anything kind of jammed in there. So, just placing a few of these, and these are also kind of little blue berries, but not blueberries.
Not blueberries.
Robin
would like to know what color blue that was that you spray painted. Do you remember?
I couldn't tell you, Robin. It's been so long. But it's not a blue that really matches everything. But I think once we added all the products in with the different shades, it all turns out nice. But if I was to put those two together, I wouldn't say that they matched. But now that we have them together, I would say that they kind of do. Right? They don't match perfectly, Dad.
Nope.
But they work. So
Marsha says, does Yaya have a pistachio recipe? Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
She makes awesome pistachio.
It's delicious. All right. I do have a few sunflower leaves that we can work in that came off of that. So we have two of these that we can just poke in because why be wasteful here?
Oh, I chose the blue, Nelda says. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You did choose the blue. Place one down below, and we might as well place one up top.
Jennifer said, Nick is the most practical, Steve always good, right? LOL.
Okay.
I love you guys.
I'd say I am pretty practical. I use things that I have to use, and I don't, get too fancy schmancy, or I try not to. So we're just going to roll up those tails a little bit. I'll probably do something a little bit different with them. Probably just have them hang down below naturally after the video. And it all comes down to the fluffing, you guys. So see how beautiful this looks? What if I went like this and then took a picture of it?
That does not look good.
I see lots of people do that. So always be very careful when you take your pictures. Your designs should be the best that they possibly can be. Because your designs won't last a lifetime, but pictures always will. So you want to make sure that your pictures really showcase your work, showcase your abilities, and you can use them for future use. I always constantly post old designs. And the reason I do that is so you guys can see examples of what we made in the past, so you can feel inspired, and just to see the progress. I mean, we all constantly grow. So it's always a good idea to take the best pictures you can take. So here's wreath number 1. Show some love if you guys like this. Nope, this is wreath number 2.
Wreath number 2.
So wreath number 2, I love that blue.
Me too, I love it.
So I was planning on adding some yellow to this, but I don't even think it was necessary.
No.
I think just the blue's enough. I think that turned out nice. We may come back in with nothing. Maybe that looks nice.
I think it looks perfect.
So we have that wreath. We also created
wreath number 1.
Wreath number 1 now, which is, here, let me hold them both up. So comment down below which one you like more. My feelings won't be hurt because we all have our favorites. So a Valentine's Day wreath, and then I'd consider this an everyday wreath. This is not seasonal. This could be a summer wreath, spring wreath, fall wreath, winter wreath. Doesn't make a difference. It's just plain, and these are kind of my favorite designs to create. So again, thank you all very, very much for joining us tonight. I am so sorry I wasn't able to go live last night, but hopefully we made it up to you by doing 2 wreaths tonight. And if we have, definitely be sure to like this video and share this video. We are live every night, with maybe a few exceptions here and there between 7:30 and 9 p.m. Eastern. Also, be sure to subscribe to our email list at nicksseasonaldecor.com. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to me to YouTube. We use Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook the most but we do have all other social medias as well. These will be listed in our Etsy shop. I'll have pictures of them posted later so you guys can see how they turned out in all their glory. And again, I love you guys. Thank you for keeping us company each and every night. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.